Good evening to those who will listen. It is December 3rd, 2025, 7:02 p.m. And here we go again. John chapter 6. I'm going to go through this because I've already found some things wrong, I guess. Bible changes. And I'll pause it to find some more. But all right, so this is Jesus when a great multitude followed him, and then they needed food to feed the people, right? So check this out. All right. When Jesus then lifted up his eyes and saw a great company come unto him, he said unto Philip, whence shall we buy bread? I don't buy bread, that these may eat. And this he said to prove him, for he himself knew what he would do. Philip answered him, 200 pennyworth of bread. 200 pennyworth? Pennyworth. So I looked up pennyworth. Pennyworth is from the 12th century, and it means a penny. So it's worth a penny. Why not just say a penny? Or in this case, 200 pennies would equal $2. I don't know. They didn't have dollars back then either. I don't know. Just weird. So then here we go again. We're verse 9. There's a lad. We already went through this one once. There was a lad back in the Old Testament in Genesis. Lad. And that was another word that was after the fact. All right, here's where it gets strange. So they had 5 barley loaves and 2 small fishes. Okay, yeah. So Jesus said, verse 10, he said, make the men sit down. Now there was much grass in the place. Huh? So the men sat down. What difference? Why would they put that in there? Now there was much grass in the place? It has absolutely no meaning in this. I never heard of this. I remember them, they had the men sit down, but I don't remember them saying anything about there was much grass in the place. Verse 11, Jesus took the loaves, and when he had given thanks, he distributed. Distributed? I'll have to look that word up too, see when that was first used. And, oh my. Now it says the first time that distributed was used was 1968. The first known use? Really? So I had to look it up again because it just didn't seem right. So I put it in the search and it came up with this, 1150 to 1500. All right, so verse 12, when they were filled, he said unto the disciples, gather up the fragments. Fragments? So they gathered the fragments. And again, fragments, early 15th century. And another crazy grammar, improper grammar. Jeez. Therefore they gathered them together and filled 12 baskets with the fragments of the 5 barley loaves which remained over and above. Over and above? Unto them that had eaten. Here's another one that I wouldn't have probably noticed. 17, and entered into a ship. I saw somebody, I can't remember who, that said ship was not in the Bible before. Here's another one. I'm going to even do ones I'm not sure of. If it might not be, it might be. So they entered the ship, and it was now dark. Is that right? And it was now dark? And when does this ever happen? Verse 19. So when they had rowed about 5 and 20 or 30 furlongs. Furlongs? I'll have to look that word up. This word goes back a little further, the 10th century. But I don't remember them ever, measuring anything with furlongs in Jesus' day. Okay, so here it is. The ship, they entered into a ship, And then they see Jesus walking on the sea, and they drawing nigh unto the ship. And they received him into the ship. And then the day following, when the people which stood on the other side of the sea saw that there was none other boat. So now it's a boat instead of ship. It sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me. Bullshit, ship, get it? It just goes on and on. When the people therefore saw that Jesus was not there, neither his disciples, they also took shipping. What? That cannot be proper grammar. They also took shipping. All right, here's a really strange thing here. Now, Jesus had 12 disciples, right? Well, here it says he had more. So when he taught about him being the bread of life, and that you have to eat his flesh and drink his blood, it said, from that time many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him. Then Jesus said unto the 12, will you also go away? So I always thought it was just 12 disciples. I didn't know he had other disciples. Here's another rude one. I saw, I think it was Supernatural Bible Changes had another scripture. I don't think it was John. I don't think it was. But anyway, it says, and we believe and are sure that thou art that Christ. That Christ? How many Christs were there? It doesn't seem proper at all. Verse 70, Jesus answered them, have not I chosen you 12? So then, I don't know, where did the other disciples come from? He chose 12. And one of you is a devil? All right, so I'm going to finish up here, but, it says he had disciples that walked away from him. But then he had 12 disciples, and it's confirmed unto the 12. And then, have I not chosen you 12? And one of you is a devil? We know that Judas betrayed Jesus, and he was possessed with the devil, but he wasn't a devil. All right, that's very strange. It seems like every time I'm reading something from the New Testament now, I'm finding tons of changes. It's crazy. Thanks for watching. God bless.